going to sit by and say, no, we haven't done anything in 30 years. In 30 years, we've given up to 93% of South Africans electricity. And when I travel around the continent, I see how electricity has not penetrated in a number of countries. I smile with pride and I say, hey, what? We have achieved. As I fly at night over our continent and I look and see big cities not being well lit, and I fly over Johannesburg, Tshwane, Cape Town, Port Elizabeth, and I see lights, and I say, that means that we've spread a basic need like electricity. And that is one of the successes that we must talk about and that I am going to talk about. When I or somebody else say that, yeah, it was you. It seems like we're hard pressed to try and convince people about what we've done. No, my dear sister, this is 30 years. We're looking at a 30-year review. Any organization would like to look at what have we done over the 30-year period. What is it we've done? And please don't tire with our articulation of this. We are going to be looking at everything that has happened over the 30-year period. In fact, when it comes to that, we were also led and nudged in that direction by Stats SA, because Stats SA has also looked at 30 years. So we are not going to ignore looking at where South Africa was 30 years ago. This is the anniversary. And in case you think that we are like trying to stretch and what did you say, we're desperate. We are not desperate. We are looking at how we've performed over 30 years, but we are also looking at, against the challenges that are faced by many countries around the world, what is it that we have done to show up our people, to support our people during these challenges? And it's not desperation, it's trying to state the reality, where we say, when COVID hit, we lost more than 2 million jobs. And by and large, those 2 million jobs have been recreated. And I've been asking my people to do an analysis, which jobs are regained and which jobs are new. And for the first time in our country, we've been able to have a job regaining creation number which has come up to 2 million. For the first time. Quite often it's just been 350 a year, 500 a year, and so forth. But now we've really ramped up. And it is something that we should talk about. It's not being desperate. It is stating fact and reality. And I don't think it's fair to reduce it to saying, oh, you're so desperate. You're being hard-pressed to say what you have achieved. Of course, we must also be proud to have made many advances in 30 years. I'm not going to sit by and say, no, we haven't done anything in 30 years. In 30 years, we've given up to 93% of South Africans electricity. And when I travel around the continent, I see how electricity has not penetrated in a number of countries. I smile with pride and I say, hey, what? We have achieved. As I fly at night over our continent and I look and see big cities not being well lit, and I fly over Johannesburg, Tshwane, Cape Town, Port Elizabeth, and I see lights, and I say, that means that we've spread a basic need like electricity. And that is one of the successes that we must talk about and that I am going to talk about. When I go to that village near Jozini Dam, where we put up this huge dam, and it was put up just for white farmers for decades, and black people went to the river to draw water. But when I get there and I see Ubaba Velase, and I literally go and test the tap. And I say, it's got water. And I say, when did this happen? He tells me, that is success. That is success that I will talk about, that we must talk about, because that has changed the lives of the people. When I see ECD centers being spread around the country, where early childhood development is a new direct focus of this government, I will talk about it. That in 1994, we just had little creches, not even all over. We now have ECD centers. We're training the teachers. We are training those people so that the young people must get an education as we go up. So those are some of the successes that we must talk about. When I see the HIV levels coming down and more people getting antiretrovirals, I'll talk about it, because that's success. When I see that our life expectancy has also been rising over years, I'll talk about it, because that is success. So when I see more and more South Africans being banked, having bank accounts, so that when we pay the 350, we paid to 11 million people all at one go like that, which many countries cannot be boastful of. It fills me with joy that we are making progress. In some areas, there will be reversals. So, TD, it's not being desperate, it's being practical and being factual, because that is the progress that we have made.